your week rolling with just the right mix of news and conversations. Whether you're catching us online or watching us on TV, hop on and join the chat. I'm Paolo de Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to Beautiful Day!
All right, we got a lot to work on here today. But
As
first
always,
of all,
as always.
again, hindi po fake ang laptop ni Asis-Carilo. We are watching you watching us. Diba? How many
Yes.
shows can do that?
Join us, please. We'd love to hear from you. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. You can watch us live. You can catch the past episodes on YouTube as
Yeah.
well. And you can just leave your messages there. We'd love to hear what you guys think about the new format of the show, or if you just want to chime in on our topics. We got hot takes. I always say hot cakes.
Oh, no, yeah. Kasi,
Pwede ring hot cake.
kasi we need breakfast. Kaya hot cakes yung
Yes.
iniisip natin. But it is called hot takes. We have hot takes later. Simply because there's an issue going around right now with yung mga nagdi-neglect na mga parents, and then potential law that could address that some people
We'll
are
talk about
split
that
about.
later. But I
Oo.
feel na hindi siya masyadong prevalent here in the Philippines. I see that in other countries. I see that like maybe in the US where yung parang they don't grow old with their parents anymore. Yung
Yeah.
dinalagay na siya sa what do you call that? Sa facility.
Yeah, sa mga
right?
hospice.
Here
sa mga,
kasi,
oo.
here in the Philippines, we are so tight-knit. Families are so tight-knit. So you see like the elderly really growing old with their families. But, yun nga, there's this new law that is bound to be...
Yeah, it's in the works. Yeah,
Yes.
that is going to put pressure on children.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
Yeah,
later.
we'll talk about that later.
Yes,
but of
yes.
course, there's so many nuances there. Of course, we have Dr. Messina coming over. So he's a radiologist,
Okay.
but he's also a basketball historian.
Wow.
Like, ang luma ng mga... grabe yung collection niya. Like, he can basically put up a museum by himself sa totoo lang.
Really?
Oo, and I'm excited to see what he brought. I've seen some of his stuff in the past. He even has, and it's a sobrang addict niya. I don't know why he has this, but he has material on my dad. So,
Really?
when I
Eh,
first
bakit kasi
met him...
coach, your dad's a coach.
Yeah, I know,
Oh.
pero like he wasn't a he's a iconic coach now, assistant coach right now, I feel,
Oh.
and then he was funny when he was a broadcaster and still funny now. Pero when in his playing career, medyo role player siya eh.
Okay.
And it's so strange that para sa akin at least, that someone has distinct memorabilia about my dad during his playing
Ooh.
career.
So what does
it's
he
super
have?
Interesting. Oh my gosh, she showed me
Are
photos.
these photos?
Yeah,
Ah, okay,
photos
okay.
na kasama siya with his rookie team back in 1997. And it's just really interesting. I wonder what he brought. So we'll see. He also has a material, not merch today. They're not merch. I don't think you can buy them. He has
Okay.
from national teams from the last time we were in the Olympics, which
Oh,
was like
okay.
in 1970, I think, or 1974.
Parang I think earlier than that, he has...
Yeah,
ano pa
he has really old stuff. As in
Yes,
like
yes.
so old na ba
I feel-
kilala niyan.
Oh my gosh! I feel like makaka-relate ako because hindi ko na masyado kilala yung players now. You know, naabutan ko sila mga Chito Loizaga,
Oo.
sila Mamaril, Jaworski, si Patrimonio.
Patrimonio, yeah, that generation,
Yeah.
mga Benji Paras.
Oo,
ganon.
Benji Paras.
Yeah. I mean, like, he has material from that era of
Okay.
basketball, but he has some from way before pa.
Wow.
Like, from siguro yung Mikaa days pa. Like, the PBA before the PBA, mga ganon. So, yeah, a lot to talk about there. But of course, we also have the hottest segment on
Yes.
on our show for months and months, and that is Love Hacks, of
Kala ko
course.
sasabihin mo, Master Hands.
Master Hands. Yun din, we also have Master Hands.
Master Hands. But
Oo.
Love Hacks, later, we're gonna be talking about
Do
soulmates.
you believe in that?
Not so
I,
much.
I know, right? Oh,
Mamaya, we'll talk
we'll hold
about
on to that
later. Yes,
Oo,
yes.
kapan tayo about that later. Pero yeah, I'm curious to see what Coach V has to say
Let's
about
see.
soulmates.
Baka may ano siya, scientific explanation or something.
Yeah, it's
diba?
soulmates, and the other thing that I always have a thing with that we have to talk about is love at first sight. Diba? Like, do you believe
Love
in
at
love at
first
first
sight.
sight?
At saka
Oo.
yung mga destiny. Like you're destined to be with one person in the universe.
I
So do you
believe
believe that?
I believe that timing makes it look like destiny. Like, 'di ba? Like you have to
Pwede,
meet the right
pwede.
person at the
Or
right
do you
time.
create your own destiny?
Yun din, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Like, do you force it? Ayan, pag-usapan natin yan mamaya.
So interesting.
Sa love hacks.
Yes. So
Oo.
guys, please join us. And if you guys want to chime in on the conversation, feel free to just leave your comments there on Facebook or on YouTube. But we got some news for our viewers this morning. Let's
Yes, sir.
start with the situation in major roads at this hour. Here is a look now at EDSA Orense in Makati. Left side are vehicles going to Pasay City. We got light traffic on that area. Right side are vehicles going to Shaw Boulevard. Light traffic as well. Now let's take a look at EDSA White Plains. On the left side of your screens are vehicles going to Shaw Boulevard. You'll be slowing things down as we're seeing light to moderate traffic already building up on that stretch. Opposite lane, same situation. Right side for vehicles going to Cubao, light to moderate traffic as well. Now heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's a Thursday, so vehicles ending in 7 and 8 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now we got some good news for commuters. President Marcos Jr. led the launch of a new initiative with the Department of Transportation yesterday, giving a 50% discount to all seniors and PWDs taking the trains. The discount will apply to the LRT1, LRT2, and MRT3 transit lines. This new initiative increases the fare reduction from 20% and follows a similar initiative launched last month, giving a 50% discount for students.
You know, it just feels right that we're doing this for yung mga seniors natin, PWDs,
Absolutely.
and students as well. 50% is big.
That's
If you
big,
go,
yeah.
If you go overseas, especially sa mga public transportation nila, they already have similar, if not even the same rates when it comes to discounts. So, again, a good move. Hopefully, it's sustainable kasi syempre, if you give the discounts, people also think about the cost that you're giving up at the same time.
Yes.
Diba?
But, you know, our elderly deserve all these, what do you call that, privileges,
Oh.
right? So discounts on the trains. And I like yung free parking sila sa malls, diba? You just have to show your senior citizen card and then you get free parking.
You know,
so I like that.
you
Those
know,
benefits.
we say this, pero mamaya yung pag-uusapan natin when it comes to a certain law coming up, especially yung mga neglected parents. Aba,
Oo
oh my
nga
gosh.
eh.
No, I mean, like, there's so many nuances to it, but of course, we'll talk a bit about that later on as well. But we got still some more news coming right up, and I think it's yours.
Ooh, okay. Let's take a look at what's happening in national news. Another name just got dragged into the case of the missing Sabongeros. Whistleblower Julie Dondon Patidonga now claims attorney Caroline Cruz, the executive director of Atong Ang's Pitmaster Foundation, was in on it. She allegedly agreed to silence those caught pirating online betting platforms, which Cruz flatly denied. In relation, OVP spokesperson Ruth Castello also says she cut ties with Ang years ago after working for him in a plunder case in 2007.
Feels like that is getting bigger and bigger as the days go by. So we have a bit more here in terms of national news. Former President Rodrigo Duterte called it, quote, preposterous that he is being linked to the missing Sabongeros case. That's according to his daughter, Vice President Sara Duterte, speaking from The Hague, where her father is detained.
Binalitaan ko siya about sa mga missing Sabongeros case. And then, ang sabi niya, and then sinabihan ko siya na there is an attempt to link him to the missing Sabongeros case. So, sabi niya that is preposterous. Yes. That is preposterous.
The cockfighters vanished back in 2021 during Duterte's term, and some believe that disappearances are tied to his violent war on drugs. Of course, I'm still awaiting yung mga DNA results coming from
Yes.
the remains recovered there. I think some of them were even animal remains. So we're going to have to see and determine. I'm sure we're all waiting for that next development sa kaso na yun.
So they have to stay tuned to BNC, of course.
Of course.
Yes.
And
if they want to.
BNC.ph online.
That's
Siyempre, if you're
right.
more curious.
Now, the CICC has been cracking down on illegal online gambling sites this past week. This includes social media influencers that promote them. Deputy Executive Director Renato Paraiso told us about the scale of the promoting operations on BNC's agenda.
I think that the smallest or parang yung pinaka-konting followers do sa 20 na yun is like 2 million pa rin. And then we also have a matrix na makikita rin namin yung reach, hindi lang yung following kasi yung iba kasi manufactured yung following eh. Nakikita rin namin, halimbawa nagla-live, mas marami yung, alam mo, konti nga yung following niya pero mas marami yung nanonood sa kanya sa live. So we have a matrix for that also. So we really know kung sino yung mga malalakas talaga. Unang-una siguro, hindi pa nila alam na may vina-violate sila. I'd like to presume that. Second is malaki talaga yung compensation sa kanila. I've heard it's 500,000 per week pag medyo okay ka na, yung medyo malaki yung following. Nung nalaman nila na meron ganyan, yung iba sa kanila nagkusa tumigil. Pero I think also parang naging seryoso yung or parang they took us seriously when we issued that ultimatum na parang government would do something about it, and we're not just sitting down and taking this na parang you're promoting something illegal that ruins yung moral fabric ng bansa natin.
Of course, that is a topic that we're gonna follow as well. Kasi
Yeah.
there has been more and more people who have been invested in this. Of course, yung mga influencers.
I was able to watch the interview last night, and Asik said that there are more influencers who are voluntarily cooperating with the government now, taking down their sites. And according to Asik, some of them would say hindi nila alam na illegal yung ginagawa nila. And ang laki pala ng money that you that you earn from this.
Well, yeah,
500,000 a week?
Yeah, pagdating sa gambling, I think that's what normally the figures go on about, with the amount of money being moved in and out, especially kapag online, where it's so easy to just do it. But of course, let's see how that develops moving forward. Now, we move on because the Senate is looking at August 4 to reconvene as an impeachment court, according to Senator Joel Villanueva. That's just a week after President Marcos delivers his fourth SONA. Villanueva says only a few senators, including Senate President Chis Escudero, have had informal talks so far. They still need to finalize the committee chairs and members before anything official happens. So yeah, still a lot more to go in that. Again, this is dragging on as well. Let's see the developments as the days go by.
Now, in terms of healthcare, PhilHealth CEO Edwin Mercado appeals to the private sector for help with their strained supply lines.
I am really appealing for all your help. It's really very difficult. But I think in the 5 months that I've been in office, meron na naman pong nararamdaman yung ating miyembro.
In a meeting with the Management Association of the Philippines, Mercado stressed that the increase in demand for healthcare services has found their supplies and facilities lacking. So he now asks the private sector for assistance in increasing the capacity for supply, services, and technology of the country's entire healthcare system.
So it's not automatically translating to access. Yet, yung supply side is still lagging behind. And that's what I will be asking help. This usually is what I'm asking help from the private sector. And we are a progressive type of social health insurance. Social health insurance means everybody has a social contract.
Now let's take a look at what's happening in global news. U.S. President Donald Trump's approval rating on immigration fell in recent weeks to 41%. That's the lowest it has been since his return to the White House. A Reuters poll found that Americans are starting to take a wary view of the heavy-handed tactics. Republicans were notably divided in the survey, with 56% in favor of workplace raids and 24% opposed and 20% unsure. Democrats overwhelmingly disagreed.
Now moving on to sports here, Gilas Pilipinas women score their first win at the FIBA Women's Asia Cup at the expense of Lebanon, 73-30. Reminder, 19 years old lang po siya. Naomi Panganiban, top scorers for the Gilas women with 15 points, while Jack Animam notched a double-double of 14 and 16 in the win. The win ensures Gilas Pilipinas stays in Division A and books them a ticket to the 2026 FIBA Women's World Cup qualifiers. Now, according to Gilas Pilipinas head coach Patrick Aquino, the win is a culmination of hard work, but still looks to improve.
I think this win represent everything that we've been working hard for the last 10 years or so, and we're glad to be competing and not just staying here at Division A, but we still have to improve more, and we hope that we level up again.
Gilas women play a knockout quarterfinal against South Korea. That will be on a Friday, July 18 in Shenzhen in China. Na-excite si Ann.
Na-excite
Nakita niya si
ako.
Jack Daniel Anamam.
Yes, because we guested her, right?
Yeah,
And
we
she was
did.
such a pleasant young lady.
And you know what? I wish we had a clip of it, but then si Jack right after the game, naiiyak. As in, like, 'cause she's so emotional as a person.
I saw it there sa
Oo,
photo.
She's so emotional as a person. So she ended up bawling her eyes out. She was named player of the game, and ang ganda ng trophy nila, may case pa
Talaga?
for player of the game. Oo. So yeah,
She's
I'm-
my favorite player now. Yun.
you have to watch her play. I mean,
Yeah, favorite ko na siya.
I think
Hindi
you
pa.
you have to watch her play to say that. My goodness. Oh my gosh. All right, so moving on to more basketball. This time in the local scene, the San Miguel Beermen strike back against the TNT Tropang 5G to even the PBA Philippine Cup final series at 1 game apiece with a 98-92 win. No controversy this time, shrugging off the disappointing Game 1 finish. The Beermen leaned on the high-scoring antics of Don Troliano off the bench with a team-high 22 points for the win. Big man Junmar Fajardo and Amo Tautua combines for 33 to lift San Miguel. Calvin Oftana had a game-high of 23 points off 46% shooting for TNT in the losing effort. Game 3 of the best-of-7 affair is set for Friday at Smart Araneta Coliseum with a 7:30 tip-off in the evening. I called the game last night. It was a good atmosphere, and people were still... ramdam pa rin nila yung ending ng Game 1. Like, I thought yung mga cameramen lang natin dito, yung madaldal tungkol sa nangyari sa Game number 1. Pero pati mga players rin.
Oh,
Ay,
yeah?
Grabe, oo.
Okay.
But, syempre, when the game tipped off sa Game 2, different story. It was a whole new ball game together. So, yeah, congratulations to San Miguel on that last win. But, of course, let's see what happens in Game number 3. Now, last but not least here in sports, boxing legend Manny Pacquiao hypes up his fans ahead of his much-anticipated comeback to the ring Sunday here in the Philippines against 30-year-old Mario Barrios.
This coming Saturday is going to be a good fight. And, it's been a while that I've been not in boxing for 4 years, but I'm still active in terms of exercise, training, like that. The fans might be worried about my condition, but that's what I need to prove it that I'm not that kind of fighter that lazy or need to train, but I'm a fighter that I can work hard as I used to before when I was young and until now. And I'm pretty sure that this coming Saturday is going to be a lot of action and the fans will be happy.
Ooh, Manny Pacquiao.
Go, Senator Manny! You got
Oh,
this!
You know what? Sobrang underdog siya sa Vegas.
Oo nga, kwento mo nga
I mean like alam ko yung topic natin kanina. I was like, online gambling.
Yeah,
ito yun.
I
Pero
know.
we look at the Vegas odds for siguro a bit of a pulse on what people think the fight will be like. And the Vegas odds are very much in favor of itong si Mario Barrios. Oo, because of the
okay.
age siguro, the fact that Manny is
Yeah.
46. I think at one point if you feel that Manny Pacquiao will win the fight and it doesn't reach a distance, it doesn't reach 12 rounds, I think the odds are if you bet $1, you can win $6
Okay.
from that particular bet. So ganun kalala yung spread
Okay.
nun. And yeah, it's just difficult from an odds perspective for Manny Pacquiao. I think that's the pulse. That's what the people think in the States, especially of what the
Remember,
matchup's going to be
we
like.
guested that boxing analyst
Yes.
on the show before.
Yeah, si
and
Attorney Ed, yeah.
Yes, an attorney said that he's positive that Manny can win this.
Yeah. I think he has there's just so much we can go to, but then our producer tell me, Paolo, stop. Okay, hindi to sports show.
Aw, man.
So we're gonna talk about that later
But
on.
I am rooting for Senator Manny. You got this,
Tapos
man.
nagko-statement pa si
I'm so
Manny.
impressed sa speech niyo. Nakakatuwa.
Oo. But then right now, we gotta move on to a bit of entertainment.
Yes, you know what? I'm having coffee right now, but for our viewers,
Ayun.
here's the tea. Okay, here's the tea this morning. A feud ensues between two queens of hip-hop. Nicki Minaj made a few posts claiming Terrence Punch Henderson from Top Dog Entertainment is bullying her after she rejected his business offers. Minutes later, SZA, who used to be managed by Henderson, dropped a cryptic post about Mercury retrograde, which Minaj took as a personal diss. So the two went back and forth online with some heated exchanges, including insults and denials. SZA tried to cool things down, but the rapper kept firing shots, saying SZA's music would not be missed if it vanished today. Ooh, that was harsh.
Alam mo, these rivalries, music rivalries, it feels like they're getting spicier, especially over in the States. Pero napaisip ako we were talking about this off the air.
Yeah, we were.
May ganito ba sa Pilipinas? Like yung mga music rivalries.
May rivalry, but they don't end up fighting like SZA and Nicki
Siguro
Minaj or
comparisons
Drake and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang I don't understand why you guys have to fight. Just make good music.
May pride May pride involved I mean, like, my goodness. I mean, you go back to the days of Tupac, diba? In the States. Pero dito sa Pilipinas, it doesn't feel like we have that as much, or at least out loud. Baka hindi lang
Hindi
natin
nag-aaway.
alam.
Pero
Oo.
merong rivalry. Like, let's say, nung 90s, there's Side A and Freestyle. Diba?
Would you consider that a rivalry, or the fans are comparing?
Are comparing.
Diba? Yeah. I
Fans
mean,
are
like,
comparing. Nung
yung-
80s, Gary V
Gary
and
V,
Martin
Martin.
Rivera, but they're
Yeah.
friends. Vilma and Nora.
Yeah, pero that's
Diba?
not necessarily music.
Oh, not music, pero
Oo.
yung ganong rivalry ba?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So I mean, like, I think sometimes the fans are the ones who compare, and maybe there's a
Yes.
rivalry amongst the fans, but not necessarily the teams. Hindi naman to sports, hindi naman to Toyota Crispa, diba? So
It's not I guess it's
Oo.
not a competition.
well, yeah, some people might think so, but the fans are like, hindi, mine's better,
Yeah,
diba?
yeah,
Oo, ganon.
that's true,
But
that's
that's a
true.
different one for the Philippines. But speaking of the Philippines and the music scene, we also have something else.
So meron mga nag-aaway and meron namang
Babalikan.
reunite.
Ooh, yan.
Here's a comeback that nobody saw coming. Four of Spades makes a surprise return with their new single, Aura. The beloved OPM band makes their comeback after a 5-year hiatus and once again joined by vocalist Unique Salonga, who left in 2018 to pursue a solo career. The remaining members of the band announced their hiatus back in 2020 to pursue personal interests. Their reunion took the internet by storm with their post garnering over 623,000 likes. So they dropped this new single unannounced, and people just went crazy. Their fans were like, oh my goodness. Some were saying this is the biggest comeback of 2025. And meron pa ako nakitang comment on Facebook, this was not in my bingo card.
Yeah, yeah. No, tama yan. I mean, like, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And, the fans are very excited. I remember seeing, I think Mundo was the one that was
Mundo,
in the
yes.
NFL
Yeah.
last year. And that made the headlines again. And I realized that, grabe, it's good that this group is coming back together. Because to have made a splash overseas as well.
Yes.
And for me, it came out of nowhere. At least, they've made that type of impact overseas. But to see them come back together, more
After
mature.
after a 5-year split.
Oo, makahaba
diba?
ng 5 years. That's longer than some relationships.
And
Maybe some marriages.
Si Unique tried going solo and then maybe, na-decide niya na, okay, I think I'd like to go back to the band. I feel like Filipinos really love the mga comeback. Yung mga, when groups reunite. Parang yung E-heads, when they reunited, di ba? It was such a big
Let's also be
thing for
fair.
us.
Let's also be fair. We also like it kapag nakakita natin na, uy, may potential ba magbalikan yung love team na to?
Oo,
Parang ganun.
that's so true. Parang si Sharon and si Gabby, di ba
oh
they
my
reunited for yung mga concerts nila, yung mga shows? Oh my goodness, patok na patok for
Oo,
Filipinos
benta yun.
yun.
Benta yun,
Yeah.
sobra. But of course, let's see how they develop. One
Yes.
single out. Let's see if more will come out very soon. But of course, this time around, we got to move on because we had... we're now, I think the theme of the show is starting to change
Oh.
in terms of yung mga guests natin, kailangan multi-talented. Because
Oo.
the last time we had a doctor here, hindi lang doctor na
Tattoo artist.
Ito,
And artist pa,
Oo.
painter, di ba?
ito sports historian.
Wow.
Diba? In a way, a memorabilia collector.
Okay.
So we're gonna have Dr. Michael Rico Mesina after the break. Don't go away. We're gonna talk about his collection that grew up to 25,000
Wow.
items on
Woo.
Philippine basketball. Stay tuned. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. And welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. And I cannot express how excited I am for our next guest. Because normally, na-excite ako when someone brings any anything sports related to the show.
Yes, yes.
Pero ito, as I bring this up here, natakot ako. I'm now holding a ball from the year 1910.
1910,
A basketball from the year
grabe.
1910. Grabe.
So, nandyan yung spirits of basketball
Oh.
of the past.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna see this and a lot more. But of course, Renaissance man yung guest natin because he's
Okay.
also the president of the Philippine College of Radiology (NCR) and the VP of the Ultrasound Society of the Philippines. Yes, he's also a doctor. He'll join us today to talk about sports. A very well-respected radiologist and a sports memorabilia collector with around 25,000 items on Philippine basketball. Let's get to know him in the Hangout. Now we're now joined in the studio by Dr. Michael Rico Mesina. Welcome to the Hangout, Doc. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, good morning, Pao. Good morning, Ann. And good morning sa lahat ng mga viewers po natin sa Beautiful Day.
Hello, Doc.
Oh man, I don't know where to start. So let's start off with the least interesting part, your medical career muna. But when we take a look at this, Doc, again, Philippine College of Radiology, NCR President, VP of the Ultrasound Society of the Philippines. How do you have this time to collect the way that you do and still, focus on yung medical profession mo?
So maybe number one, having good time management skills. And of course, passion ko kasi itong basketball, particularly researching about Philippine basketball history and learning it through memorabilia. So it's my advocacy. So kaya kahit maraming ginagawa sa trabaho as a doctor, nagagawa natin ng paraan para isingit itong advocacy natin.
Alam mo, Doc, when you just laid out all these memorabilia, these artifacts, na-excite kami ni Pao starting with that ball from 1910. And I'm looking at these old photos of, alam mo, ganyan yung shorts nila nung
Yeah, I
nung
think you have to
time
take it
ko,
from the plastic para makita ng viewers
there.
natin.
Diba?
Okay lang. Oo.
Maikli yung shorts ng mga basketball players before. Ito yung mga naabutan kong uniform ng basketball.
Actually, hanggang ngayon, yan pa rin shorts ko eh.
So, Doc, you started collecting all these basketball memorabilia. When did the passion shift from, casual fandom lang to really serious collecting? What's that moment that sparked everything for you?
Actually, during elementary school, I started collecting a local basketball magazine. So sa mga batang 90s, siguro naalala nila yung scoreboard,
Yeah.
yung Sports Weekly, yan. So, before I used to save 5 pesos a day.
Okay.
So, 5 pesos a day, Monday to Friday yun. So, back then, the magazines were cheap. So, they were, I think, 18 pesos per piece. So, pagdating ng Friday, so nakaipon na ako ng 25 pesos.
Okay.
So, meron na akong pambili ng magazine, meron pa akong pangmerienda. So, that was my routine during my elementary and early high school days. So, I started collecting magazines.
Magazines, okay.
But eventually, because I had to focus on my studies to be a doctor, so medyo natigil siya, nagkaroon ng hiatus.
Okay.
And then, during the pandemic, so syempre medyo bumagal yung takbo ng buhay. So, I had time to reflect and think about what are my passions? So, what things do I want to do in my spare time apart from my work and my family? So, dun pumasok yung, na-rekindle yung passion, yung desire to collect basketball memorabilia, not just magazines now.
Yeah. I just wanna say na napaka-casual minsan yung the value of the things that you've brought here. So we have the 1910 ball, but we also have Olympic memorabilia dito. As I'm gonna hold this one up, oh my goodness. This is a jersey
Wow.
from the 1960
Rome
Olympics.
Olympics.
Rome, na game worn. Na amoy pawis pa rin hanggang ngayon. Again, this is from Ed Roque, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, again, number 15 for the RP team back in the day, Gilas Pilipinas, before it was Gilas Pilipinas. But when we take a look at, siguro you mentioned you started from mga magazines.
Yes.
At what point did you realize, wow, yung basketball history, that's what I want to chase, collecting all of these old items that are older than you and I put together? Also, like, how did that start?
Sometimes collectors undergo evolution. So, ayan, as I said, I started with magazines, but nung medyo nakompleto ko na, kasi batang 90s ako, so mga 90s magazines yung kinokolekta ko. So, nagkaroon ngayon ng challenge. So, ano pa ba yung pwede kong kolektahin? So, ngayon, from 90s, medyo umaatras na ako. Parang time machine. So, from 90s to 80s, and then, I was wondering how far I can go back to Philippine history. So, ano naman, awa ng Diyos na abutan natin until dun sa start ng basketball sa Pilipinas.
Okay.
At around 1905. So, actually, this year, 2025, it's the 120th anniversary of basketball here in the Philippines.
Wow. No, I haven't put that together. But then, Anne, you're actually holding some stuff here because...
Yeah, some really old photos. Doc, I am curious, no? Paano mo to nahanap? Right? From different parts of the Philippines, I think, di ba, nakuha mo itong mga artifacts. So, how did you search for these items and how do you authenticate na ano talaga sila? Like legit from the 1910s, 1920s?
Okay. So, let's take this particular postcard, for example. So, that's actually a very historic postcard, picture postcard. So, that's a picture of the Tondo intermediate school basketball team. So, it's a girls basketball team. And if you look at the postcard, may nakalagay po na champion 1913. Yung hawak nung
1913.
nung captain nila. Oo. So, the first organized competition ng parang recognized na organized competition ng basketball was held in the Manila Carnival for girls.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
it was from 1911 to 1913. So that's the picture of the last girls team who won in the Manila Carnival.
Wow.
That's the
look at
last
this
girls
stuff.
team to win in the Manila Carnival.
Yeah, that's
Grabe.
amazing.
So I'm checking right now. It says Tondo champion,
Yes.
1913.
Grabe.
And alam mo, if we can zoom in this photo, I think it's safe to say yung angas ng Tondo was alive in 1913.
You can feel it through the photo.
Oh, grabe. But Doc, the value of all the stuff here, I'm sure, is incredible. We're looking at so many things from literally 100 years old. I feel nga we should be wearing gloves, Anne.
Oo nga eh. Like, I really don't wanna touch it with my bare hands.
Oo nga
Parang
eh.
napaka-delicate. Baka
Oo.
mamaya masira or something.
Pero Doc, you actually are now recognized in so many ways, even sa wider Philippine culture. Kasi you also do appraisals for si Boss Toyo when it comes to some of the material here. How's that experience been like also putting value for some of the items that comes his way?
So it's very challenging rin, no? Kasi may pressure na pag pinakita sa iyo yung item, for example, ni Boss Toyo, or may mga companies na lumalapit po to have their items appraised. So, syempre, merong, may pressure doon kasi you want to give them the fairest value that you can. But of course, it will entail, syempre, research. So,
Right.
syempre, dapat bago ipakita yung item, I do my best to do my
Do your
research on the
research.
item. Pero minsan kasi may magpapakita biglaan eh. So I have to draw on my stock knowledge to give them the best value for that item that I can provide them po.
Ooh. But have you also appraised sports that are not just basketball?
Actually, my passion, my collection is limited to Philippine basketball memorabilia. So one of the senior pickers, his name is June Manalo. So he told me, he advised me back then when I was starting collecting na, Doc, mag-focus ko sa isang bagay, tapos ikaw yung maging pinaka-expert,
Okay.
parang prominent doon sa bagay na yon. Kasi at least yung efforts mo, yung resources mo, mapafocus mo siya on that particular thing or that particular field.
Take a look at that, Anna. May mga VHS pa tayo dito. VHS ba yung Betamax?
Alam mo yung
VHS.
Maricel
VHS.
Soriano and Alvin Patrimonio, I love that.
Oy, sobrang fan ako ng double dribble
Oo,
when I was growing up.
napanood ko rin kaya yan.
Oo. But there was a time, Doc, that were in our PBA stars, our young basketball stars, were also movie stars.
Yeah,
And it's-
showbiz din.
I mean, like, when you start collecting yung mga movie memorabilia nila, like, ano yung feeling nun? Kasi it feels like nagka-crossover ka sa pop culture in a different way, eh.
Actually, given na basketball is very popular here in the Philippines, so you can see how it permeates into the culture
Yeah.
ng Pilipino. No? So, not just, di lang sila limited sa basketball, but also yan, in showbiz. I minsan in politics, di ba? Some
Yeah.
of our basketball greats delve into politics as well.
You know, Doc, you really are a basketball fanatic. Bata ka pa lang, you were collecting these basketball magazines and everything, di ba? Meron ka bang in your research and your search for these artifacts, meron ka bang na-discover about basketball na talagang amazed you, na hindi mo pa alam before? For example, I didn't know that women players pala yung very first,
Yeah, the first ones, yeah.
players ng basketball. What did you discover in your search?
Okay, siguro one, aside from that, na-discover ko na, women pala yung unang naglaro ng organized
Ang galing
basketball
nun,
in the
ano?
Philippines. Ang na-realize ko is how hard it was for the Philippine basketball athletes back then to compete in international competition.
Okay.
So let me show you this particular item.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's an
Pwede ko ba
original
siyang
copy.
tanggalin sa plastic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Natakot talaga ako every time we do.
Ingat lang po sa paghawak
I
ng-
know,
Oo,
ito
ingat
nga
lang.
po eh.
So that's an
There.
original copy of the Filipino athlete published in 1936.
1936! Ingatan mo yan, ha?
So here in the cover, so that's actually a basketball game between the Philippines and Uruguay in the Berlin Olympics. So that's the first Olympics that basketball was recognized as an official sport.
1934?
1936.
36?
1936.
As I look down, syempre, I see the 1960
Ayan,
Rome
The game
jersey.
between Philippines and Uruguay, which the former won by the score of 33-23. Nanalo tayo.
Panalo tayo.
Wow!
We
Wow,
actually
look
were
at this.
fifth place
We're
in that
fifth
Ayaw mo
place here.
hawakan?
No, ayaw
Oh,
hawakan.
At kung titingnan yung mabuti yung floor, you can see that it's raining while they're playing.
Yeah, kasi it was played outdoors.
Yes.
Diba?
So kita nyo kanong hirap ng mga athletes natin kay maganda, kay hindi maganda yung weather, they have to play and represent
Right,
our country.
Yeah.
And then this one, this is also one of my favorite items. Before, di ba, ngayon, madali na yung flight, yung
Yeah.
aeroplano papunta dun sa place kung saan sila magko-compete.
Yes, pero dati you have to
So,
spend like a month traveling almost.
Yeah, 2 weeks to a month riding a boat.
Yeah.
And then travel by land. So this one,
What's that, Doc?
Oh my gosh.
we can show it also to. But don't remove
I
it.
won't
na lang
remove
po,
it. I
sir.
won't
Sir.
remove it.
Yes.
So let's
that's
see.
a passenger manifest of the Artagnan. So that's the boat that the 1936 Olympic team rode from Berlin, from Europe, going back to the Philippines.
Paano ito mo nahanap, Doc? It's sobrang, first of all, this is not just sports, it's literally yung sports life nila.
Yes.
Paano mo ito nahanap?
So when I started collecting memorabilia, I was heavily reliant on social media.
Yeah.
So that's the power din of social media because it can connect people who don't know each other but have the same interests. So unti-unti po nung nakilala po ako na ako po yung nangongolekta ng mga basketball memorabilia. So naging natural na po for other collectors to reach out to me and then show me their items as well. So, Doc Miko, interesado ka ba na makuha to? So, if I see that that item is historically significant,
Na-excite ka.
Na-excite ako, syempre. Pero dapat poker face din kasi pag
Oo.
masyadong ka na-excite, baka masyadong tumaas yung presyo.
Value, oo.
Oo. Pero, okay, Doc, let's talk about yung grail mo. Like what is the one particular item na talagang sobrang na-excite ka to have and to get that when you did get it, feeling mo talaga, oh, this is why I'm doing this?
Okay. So siguro number one is that ball.
ball.
So if I can tell the story of
Go
that
ahead.
ball
Yes,
po.
go ahead.
So in a school in South Luzon, so it was established during the Spanish time, but eventually sinira din yung buildings ng school. So in the PE department, that's where the ball was found in relatively good condition. So kaya nung nakita ko siya na inaalok sa akin ng friend ko na collector, di na ako nag-atubili na nakunin.
Okay.
So parang di ako makatulog masyado nun while waiting for the day na makuha ko yung bola.
Man, you know what's funny? I take a look at the ball and I feel that, have you ever shot the ball?
No. I'm too afraid to...
Oo nga, ako
to-
rin eh.
Nakakatakot. It looks really delicate.
Parang a shot 100 years in the making, diba? Sayang. Oo.
And siguro one more thing is this one.
Ah.
Yan. Yan po, be careful na lang po with that.
Okay.
So that's a picture of
Nanginginig talaga yung kamay ko
1954 gold medalist Asian Games team.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so doon sa team na to, sila rin yung nag-compete sa 1954 na Brazil na World Basketball Championships.
Where we got
wherein we
bronze.
finished third.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the highest Asian finish ever in history.
And this is the group that got it.
Yes, most of it was the team who got it.
Right.
And then if you look at the picture here, and then here as well, you can see the signature of Kaloy Saga.
Wow.
So he's considered by many as the greatest basketball player of all time.
And by you? By you?
By you as well?
I mean, of course.
Ayun.
Siyempre. Oo.
May mga good conversations tayo, syempre.
Pero as a whole, parang overall na impact locally and internationally, in my opinion, Kaloy Saga should be the GOAT. So, yan, meron na signature niya
May
dito.
signature, the
And then
signature's over
also,
here.
on
Yes.
top of his chest there, there's you can make aninag the signature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You
So,
wanna look at it?
how did you get this?
Careful lang.
And pinasign mo ba to? Or was it already signed?
It
when
was
you got
signed
it?
already.
signed
It was signed already. Wow.
So I had it authenticated by the Loizaga sisters.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we met sometime and then I showed the picture to them so that they can compare it with the actual signature of their father. So that's an
Oh my
authenticated
gosh, that is
signature.
amazing.
I know. So they were showing it here. Do you know kung ano yung venue nito?
Rizal Memorial.
This is Rizal Memorial,
Yan,
right?
ano.
Grabe. The historic Rizal Memorial, where we still do games.
You
until now.
really
Yes.
have like a basket vault over here.
And of course, syempre, your goal is to have a museum. In fact, you
Museum,
even
yes.
write a
Yeah.
book. So how has that been working out for you, Doc?
So currently, I'm working on a book on Philippine basketball history as told through memorabilias.
Okay.
So I'm trying to make history more accessible and, if ever, more enjoyable for the basketball fans. And hopefully, when the book is released, it will be appreciated by our Filipino basketball fans. And of course, my end goal, what's my long-term goal for the collection is to have a formal Filipino basketball museum. So that
Basketball museum,
these items will not just be appreciated
Right.
by our viewers, but the entire basketball-loving nation.
Doc, if you could time travel to any Philippine basketball game from the past or any historical
Oh, that's a
basketball
great
historical
question.
moment, when and where would you go?
That's
Ang
Eh,
ganda
kasi
na,
time
wait lang.
machine na eh. Oh,
Pati
there,
ako
oh.
na-excite sa question na yun eh.
can I give 3?
Yeah, go, go, go. Yes.
Okay. So, maybe number 1, I'll go back to the game where the 1911 Tondo basketball team won the championship.
This one in the
1911.
picture.
No, that's 1913.
Yeah.
1911, the first one, the,
The
1911.
first one.
one,
Okay.
okay.
So I'll get the goal, and then I'll get the ball,
Oh,
and then I'll go back here in the present time.
okay.
Okay.
So that's number one. And then number two, I'll go with the Philippine team in the 1936 Olympics.
Berlin, yeah.
And then I will protest why they changed the rules in the middle of the game.
What?
Oh, bakit? Anong story dyan?
Because we already defeated some countries
Yeah.
in the tournament. But with regards to scheduling, they have to wrap up the basketball tournament a bit earlier than usual. So they changed the rules a bit. So what happened is that we only lost one game in that particular Olympics to the USA.
Okay.
But we still finished fifth. So that's because of the abrupt change in the rules during the course of the tournament.
So, palagay mo, nagka-medal tayo
Tingin
if
ko
they didn't
dapat
change.
nagka-medal na tayo doon pa
Really?
lang. Yes.
Okay.
So I'll attend that game. I'll get also the memorabilia of the players.
And then protest.
And then I will protest to the committee why are they changing the rules.
Tapos yung protest mo, gawin natin memorabilia din.
Yes.
The protest letter, yeah.
Oh, then your third?
And then lastly, I'll go to the championship game of the I'll go to the medal game of the 1954 World Basketball Championships led by
Bronze medal,
Kaloy
yeah.
Saga.
Yeah.
So I think
Wow.
those are three seminal moments in basketball history that I would love to go to and watch with my own eyes.
And steal memorabilia from.
And get
Yes.
memorabilia from.
Yes, of course. Yung jersey ni Kaloy Lozaga mawawala bigla.
Sa picture, wala na siyang
Sa
suot.
picture, wala na siyang suot.
Saan napunta?
Tapos sa likod, nakita mo si Doc.
Tinatakbo na palabas.
All right, Doc, we gotta
That's
wrap up in
amazing.
just a bit, but then we want to try something out here because right now, syempre, the name of the show is A Beautiful Day, and we want to ask all our guests here, Doc, what makes your day beautiful?
What makes my day beautiful is, first of all, I have a loving wife with me who wakes up with me every day and supports me. And of course, this collection would not be possible without her support.
Okay.
So yeah, number one, my wife. Number two, my work. Because in my work, I get to help out many patients. And then through our interpretations of their imaging,
Yes.
we help them go into the road to their recovery. And then lastly, number three, of course, this memorabilia collections. Because
Yeah.
through this, I can make a difference not only, the happiness is not only for me, but also to the many basketball fans that I show these particular items.
Paolo included.
Oh,
Yes.
my gosh.
and me as well. Looking forward to visiting your museum as soon as you
when
know, you
it when
put
it
up.
happens,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we would
Thank you.
feature it like anything. Like it's insane. First of all, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
It
Thank
was
you,
such a
Doc.
fantastic conversation. I want to steal some of the memorabilia pero natakot ako eh. Kasi
Hindi.
grabe.
Papahuli ka dito.
Oo nga eh. No, kasi we didn't even go through more, like half of them.
I
Like,
know,
they're
we need
just
more
so
time. Dapat 2 blocks tong interview.
Kailangan
To
ng
read.
museum.
Yes,
25,000
yes.
items. And of course, again, thank you so much for bringing your grail with us.
Sure.
For those who don't know, the term grail sa sports means the one thing that you really want. So this is this is Doc's grail, yung kanyang bola dito na I'm sure in ultrasound na din niya. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Beautiful Day. Dr. Michael Rico Mesina, radiologist and sports memorabilia collector. Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you.
And we've got more stories for you guys after the break, plus our horoscope of the day with Master Hans Kua. So don't go away. Beautiful Day. We'll be right back. hello. Welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Let's find out what the weather will be like this Thursday. Paolo has today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Pao.
Thank you so much, Jan. Currently, we have two major weather systems to monitor today, the Tropical Depression Krising and the Southwest Monsoon. Now, let's take a look first at Krising, which is right here. Tropical Depression Krising remains strong as it moves west-northwest over the sea east of the Bicol region. Now, the center of Krising was last located around 535 kilometers east of Hoban, Sorsogon. Now, it has maximum sustained winds of 55 kilometers per hour with gusts of up to 70 kilometers per hour. And it is moving west-northwest at around 15 kilometers per hour. Now, over the next 48 hours, Krising is expected to continue moving northwest. Now, possible landfall may occur in mainland Cagayan between tomorrow evening and early Saturday, July 19. Now, after crossing northern Luzon, the system may exit the Philippine Air Responsibility by Saturday night or Sunday morning. Krising is forecast to intensify into a tropical storm today and may even reach severe tropical storm status by Friday evening. Now, tropical cyclone signal number 1 is raised over Cagayan, including the Babuyan Islands, Isabela, the northeastern part of Aurora, Quirino, Kalinga, the eastern part of Mountain Province, the eastern part of Ifugao, the northeastern part of Nueva Vizcaya, and Apayao. Meaning residents in these areas may experience or should expect strong winds within the next 36 hours. Now, Pag-asa has also issued a storm surge warning. Now, this is due to Tropical Depression Krising. 1 to 2 meter high waves are possible in Cagayan and Isabela coastlines within the next 48 hours. Residents are advised to stay away from beaches, cancel marine trips, and monitor updates from your LGUs. Now, if Tropical Depression Krising is mostly affecting the eastern sections of the country, it is also intensifying the southwest monsoon, which will continue to bring occasional rains to the western Visayas region, Negros Island region, Palawan, Occidental Mindoro as well. Now, in addition, cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms will prevail over La Union, Pangasinan, Metro Manila, the rest of Central Luzon, the rest of Calabarzon, the rest of Mimaropa, Central Visayas, Zamboanga Peninsula, Northern Mindanao, and the rest of Caraga. Now, please be alert for possible flash floods or landslides, especially in areas experiencing moderate to heavy rains. Now, let's see how this affects our sea conditions. Sea conditions across the country are generally manageable, but extra caution is advised as Krising intensifies the southwest monsoon. No gale warning is in effect, but moderate sea conditions are expected over southern Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and the western part of central Luzon, with wave heights of up to 2.5 meters, which can be dangerous for small sea craft. In other coastal areas, light to moderate winds may still produce waves of up to 1.5 meters. Fisher folk and sea travelers, if you're planning to go out to sea, my advice, cancel your trip for now. Check the latest weather updates first and always put safety above all else. Now, what kind of rainfall should we expect tomorrow? Now, according to Pag-asa, due to Tropical Depression Krising, heavy to intense rains are possible in the following areas: Batanes, Cagayan, Apayao, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, Abra, Kalinga, and Isabela. While moderate to heavy rains tomorrow in La Union, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Benguet, and Aurora. Meanwhile, due to the southwest monsoon tomorrow, July 18, heavy to intense rains are likely in Palawan, Occidental Mindoro, Antique, Negros Occidental. Moderate to heavy rains are expected in Metro Manila, Pangasinan, Zambales, Bataan, Tarlac, Pampanga, Bulacan, Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Rizal, Oriental Mindoro, Marinduque, Romblon, Quezon, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, Iloilo, Guimaras, and Negros Oriental. Again, stay alert for possible flooding and landslides, especially in areas with persistent rains. Stay tuned to BNC's social media pages and your local officials for the latest advisories. That is it for Weather HQ today. And back to you.
Thank you, Pao. Now, eto na! Is today going to be your lucky day or not? Let's go find out from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Feng Shui Master Hans Kua. Ito ang ating horoscope for Thursday, July 17. Simulan natin sa mga Year of the Rat. Huwag muna maglabas ng pera sa investment na walang kontrata or walang resibo. Green at 3. Care of dogs naman tayo, huwag basta magpadala sa mga down payment sa mga supplier na hindi mo pa fully verified. Blue at 5. Kay Tiger naman tayo, may pa-sweet pero gusto lang ng freebies. Ako, think twice. Red at 6. Kay Year of the Rabbit naman tayo, don't fall for limited time offered. Trap yan hindi mo naman kailangan yan. White at 4. Kay Dragon naman tayo, mag-ingat sa mga friends of convenience. Libre lang, magmalasakit. Gray at 7. Kay Year of the Snake naman tayo, wag agad magpadala ng pera sa social media o sa sellers na walang track record. Pink at 1. Ito naman, Care of the Horse, ang tunay na relasyon ay hindi laging pa-cute. Tignan kung may respeto siya sa'yo. Yellow at 9. Kay Year of the Ship naman tayo, may small favor kang may bibigay sa kasama. Tandaan, good karma yan. Gold at 5. Kay Year of the Monkey naman tayo, invest only sa mga bagay na naintindihan mo. Huwag basta sumali sa mga trending na scheme. Silver at 6. Kay Year of the Rooster naman tayo, hindi sapat ang pag-good morning at miss you sa chat. Hanapin ang consistency niya. Blue at 8. Kay Year of the Dog naman tayo, mag-jogging o maglakad sa loob ng bahay para fit. Green at 2. Kay Year of the Pig naman tayo, kumain ng fresh fruits, pampababayan ng stress. White at 7. Paalala lang, ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day. Dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua, Bilyonaryo Feng Shui Expert.
Thank you, as always, Master Hans Kua. So, my horoscope for today is, if I help other people, it'll bring me good karma.
Yeah, no, typically that's how it works.
Yeah,
diba?
actually.
But you know what I like, we need to point this out, that I really enjoy the fact that si Master Hans is giving more financial
advice.
Dito sa
I
mga
love
horoscopes
it.
natin.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. We need them as well. So
That's true.
100%.
Kaya puro budget, right? Budgeting your money. So now helping other people. Kaya lang minsan when you help other people, pag nagpapahiram ka, nawawala sila bigla eh.
Well, you know what? That actually is a perfect segue to our next segment because we got a lot to talk about here. Because so neglecting your aging parents could soon be punishable by law.
Hot takes na ba ito?
Oo, kasi Senator Ping Lacson refiled the Parents Welfare Act, which seeks to make elderly care a legal obligation of children. Netizens expressed concerns in the bill, which they describe as a makeshift retirement plan. Sociologist Ash Presto wrote on X, quote, "It's true we have to recognize abandonment as a serious problem, but this is not the solution. I've seen how policies like this moralize caregiving instead of recognizing it as labor that deserves public investment and support," end of quote. Now, is this bill coming from a good place, or have we as a society moved past this endless generational cycle? And it's time for Hot Takes. Alam mo, it feels like this is becoming a bit of yung kultura natin eh. You know,
Yeah.
as Filipinos, especially with how nuclear our family is sometimes.
Yeah.
Minsan, as our parents get older, or some of the older members of our society get older, they lose the capability, the capacity to do some work. But at the same time also, I would argue that not all relationships between parents or even grandparents and their children are equal. And sometimes it could be subject to abuse when you take a look at this particular law. The idea, I think, makes a lot of sense, but I think the practicality of it, medyo mahirapan
Yeah,
tayo.
some netizens are saying that this is a way, or this is the government's way of escaping from their responsibility to take care of the elderly and just really relying on family members. And some are questioning, is it right to punish neglect, or should we just change the system, make it better? So some are suggesting that instead of sanctioning or penalizing children who neglect their elderly parents, instead of doing that, they should work on improving pension. Affordable and easily accessible healthcare, especially for the seniors, the elders, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I think it also puts. Well, it was nice about what Ash Presto did say, and I like what she said. What Ash Presto said, that I've seen policies like this moralize caregiving instead of recognizing it as labor. Actually, that might also affect an entire industry in terms of mga caregivers natin, when it comes to that in particular. Pero where do you stand when it comes to? Siguro, it feels like they're trying to keep family values alive, and do you feel that this? It's actually detrimental towards the tail end of, the certain life cycle of certain family members.
I feel like maybe this law could put a strain to, yung family, the families. It might cause conflict. Kasi parang required ka. Parang instead of helping your parents out of yung love mo for them, you're just scared na, okay, alagaan na lang kita kasi I don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang, and especially yung mga families who are already struggling to begin with financial burdens. Diba? Kasi may mga children na meron na rin silang sariling pamilya, so they can't really support like the parents and their own families. So magkakaroon ng konting conflict sa ganong situation. But you know what? Kanina nga I was telling you, Filipinos naman talaga, parang we really take care of our elderly. Diba? Parang automatic.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that's the case in general, diba? I think caring natin lahat. We're caring to too many people nga sometimes eh.
That's true.
Kaya may love hack segment tayo eh. But of course, when we look at how this welfare act, this Parents Welfare Act, could be abused also. I think that there's a lot of potential for that also. So, me personally, not quite for this act. I like the idea, but I'm not a fan of the implementation. There may be a different way to go about it.
Yeah. What I like about this Parents Welfare Act, it also mandates yung establishment of old age homes in provinces and urbanized cities. So they provide shelter for elderly na walang family care.
Yeah.
So that's one part of this law that I appreciate.
Yeah.
But the other aspects, siguro pwede pang pag-aralan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And of course, with that, let's see how it develops. But we have a lot more interesting things to talk about as well.
Yes, we have another interesting topic, Pao. Do soulmates really exist? Ang sarap pag-usapan yan. But,
Okay, but it says here, hold your answer. Yun yung susunod na linya.
Mamaya. We'll talk about soulmates after the break. Love Hacks with Dating Coach V is next. So don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. And welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. No, beautiful day. Let me correct that. I always say it's a beautiful day. Welcome to Beautiful Day. Welcome back to Beautiful Day. Now, Pao, here's another... here's my question for you. You know what? Do you think you should be a poet to believe in love?
Do I need to be a poet to believe in love? I'm not, so hopefully no.
Is it considered deluded to believe in soulmates?
Yan yung ano. That's really interesting.
That is today's question, right? Is love purely chemical, or is there a grander scheme at work? Let's go talk about that on Love Hacks.
Love hacks, we got you. No need to be sad. Love hacks, we got you.
We are are joined today by a resident love guru and dating coach, Coach V. Beautiful day, Coach V. Hello.
Beautiful day, Anna and Pao. Thank you for having me again.
So, you know what? Even before the show started, Pao and I were already discussing this.
Yeah.
Do you believe in soulmates? Ano nga ba yung soulmate to begin with? What is the meaning of that?
oh my gosh, to start with, yes, I do believe in soulmate.
Wow.
Okay.
Of course, as a love guru and matchmaker, diba? There is some aspect of our life wherein we could explain through science, but there's still that part na kahit anong gawin mo, even the smartest scientist, they couldn't figure out that thing about love. But if you ask me what is a soulmate, basically, a soulmate is somebody that you have a strong, very deep connection, even if you have better options out there.
So you feel that they exist, but then are there different types of soulmates?
They do. There are different types of soulmates.
Okay.
I hear Anne speaking
Yeah.
about platonic soulmates.
Yeah.
But we focus on that romantic soulmate. You know, that type of soulmate na hinahanap ng karamihan. The type of soulmate that people are wishing to have before they die, and that is the romantic soulmate.
Because people will question, does your soulmate have to be a romantic partner all the time? Hindi ba pwedeng platonic
Yeah.
soulmates? Like, for example,
yeah,
me-
natatawa ako because Coach V mentioned we're gonna focus on your romantic soulmates.
Okay.
For lahat ng mga tanong ko, paano yung mga platonic
Yun nga
soulmates
eh,
na
diba?
opposite gender? Like,
Right.
how do
Ayun,
you
yeah.
deal with that? Let's say, I was actually asking Anna a question. What if your husband has a quote-unquote platonic
girl
soulmate,
best-
na girl best friend?
Ayoko nga.
absolutely.
Exactly, di ba?
Sandali, ayoko.
Napaisip talaga ako dun eh. I don't know, Coach V, what's your
Right.
take on that?
So basically, the platonic soulmates that we call are your best friends. They are the
Yeah,
people that you
yes.
feel like you want to spend the rest of your life with, but not in a romantic way. Sila
Yes,
yung parang
yes.
nung na-meet mo, parang feeling ko we will be friends forever. That is a platonic soulmate.
Anne, are you okay with your husband having a platonic soulmate?
No, buti na lang
babae?
wala siyang platonic soulmate.
Oh.
Ako ang soulmate.
Oh
niya.
my
Yes.
gosh!
Well, that is very dangerous also and tricky to have a platonic soulmate because as part of the definition of soulmate is having somebody that you have a deep attachment with. So when you have a deep attachment with the opposite gender who is not your husband or your wife,
Yeah.
there's tendency of course to fall in love.
But
Oh my gosh, ang hirap, no?
is there such a thing as platonic love?
Universe, universe, why are you doing this to us,
But
humans?
does that mean, so may platonic soulmate,
sige.
right? Sabihin natin platonic if there's ever such a thing. May feeling ko people are gonna be upset online. Pero, can you have more than one soulmate? Yung mga romantic rin. Like, pwede bang sabay na, he's my soulmate sa kasal or whatever. Pero, ito, soulmate ko, but I also have a soulmate na best friend. How does
oo.
that work?
The best friend.
Right.
Asking
so
for Anne.
When we're talking about soulmates, yes, you could have multiple soulmates, but if we're only talking about romantic soulmate, you cannot have multiple soulmates at a time. Soulmate means you have that one strong preference toward that person. Diba? Just like my definition, even if there are other people who may be a better mate for you. Ito yung mga, when you meet them, you feel like, oh, parehong-pareho kami. We have that strong connection. Yung parang, I can't explain. And you can't have that when you feel that towards like 3 women or 3 men,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because part of being a soulmate is I choose you, I prefer you through and through.
I have a question for you, Coach V. What if you never meet that soulmate?
And then you have
Or
na.
what
You have
if
na.
you've discovered, sandali, what if, I'm not asking for myself.
Okay,
what
sorry.
if you
Kala ko for
never, hindi, what if you never, ang gulo ni Paolo del Rosario, what if you never meet your soulmate? Or, akala mo ito na yung soulmate mo, tapos iniwan ka.
Right. So let me tell you a brief story. Just like my mom, she tells us that, oh, I feel like my soulmate has died already. I was like, Mom, why would you even say that your soulmate is dead already? And she would say like, well, I have multiple dreams na nakikita ko he drowned and I just see the hands waving. And of all the marriages that she had, she feel like none of them is their soulmate. And so when people ask me like, do you think like maybe na-miss ko na yung soulmate ko or my soulmate was that person who left me? If they left you and they've caused you intentional hurt,
That was not your
they
soulmate.
can never be your soulmate.
Paano pag yung soulmate mo nasa ibang bansa? Tapos hindi
Habulin
ka...
mo?
Hindi mo alam eh. You don't really know where your soulmate is.
Diba? No,
You
that
can,
might not be the
absolutely.
case.
That's why you have intercultural connections happening because sino ba naman nagsabi sa'yo na yung soulmate mo Pilipino din. Malay mo, it could be from Africa, from other continents of the world. So it's really about putting yourself out there, getting to know as many people as you can so you could have that person whom you have the strongest connection with.
Alam mo, I feel like
Daming
believing...
thoughts ni Ann.
And I feel like believing in a soulmate
Baka
is tricky. Kasi if you
Ay,
believe in
totoo.
na you have a soulmate out there, you will spend your whole life searching for that other half.
Absolutely, you're so right. And we can see that already happening
But
because
why?
more and more people are choosing
Is
to
that
stay
the purpose
single.
of life? To find your other half?
Oo nga, di ba?
Diba? Parang, okay,
of life, okay.
wasn't I born to be, I don't know, to have a purpose, to have a good career, pero if you believe in a soulmate, pag mag-isa ka lang in your life, di ba, lagi mong hahanapin?
Yes.
That other half?
You know what, Anne? There's two mindsets that us people are carrying when it comes to love.
Okay.
First is the destiny mindset. These are the people who believes that there's that one person destined for us for the rest of our life, no? Hindi sila naniniwala sa working through marriages. They feel like if I meet that person, that is my the one. So very predestined. Parang feeling niya,
Okay.
meron talagang nakasulat sa tadhana that he or she is my the one.
Okay.
But based on science, there's another mindset that actually helps in making happier and longer relationship.
Okay.
Which is?
And that's what you call the growth mindset.
Okay.
Okay.
And I feel like, Anne, maybe you're leaning towards this. It's they are the people who believe that whoever I decide to be with for the rest of my life will be my soulmate. We will work towards it, and they will eventually become my soulmate.
So can you
through it.
So it's like
manufacture-
creating
Oo.
your soulmate.
Yeah, kaya nga.
Working
So,
on it.
posible
Working
yun.
together.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the question is, are you a person with a destiny mindset or the growth mindset? Let's talk about Pao.
Pao, ikaw?
Asking me if I
Yes,
believe...
yes.
Destiny or growth mindset?
I think...
Feeling mo ba may one predetermined for you or that soulmate can be created through work and,
I think it's a
love?
combination kasi you need to meet the right person at the right time. And at the same time, syempre, there's no effort, there's no work. Kasi I would
Yeah.
always say, like, siguro the first date will probably be the... What's the right term for it? That's going to be the worst date because it should only get better from there.
Wow,
Diba?
that's a great mindset. Your first date should be your worst date.
Yeah,
it should
kasi it
only
should
get better with the right
from
person.
there. Diba? Kasi syempre, you get to
Very
know them more, you get to find that connection, at syempre, like, parang yung walls na wala na eh. So it should be, it should be the worst date because it should get better from that point on. So
Alright.
for me, timing when you meet them, but then I think I lean towards yung growth.
Growth mindset. Yes.
See, pareho rin pala tayo.
Oo.
Sa akin.
Pero yung sa'yo, sabi mo, baka nasa abroad kasi yung sa akin eh.
Yes! Di ba? If
It's a
you're
very
always
valid
looking
question.
for a soulmate, paano kung wala naman pala siya sa Pilipinas, your soulmate, di ba? If you're more on the romantic mindset,
Correct.
di ba? You're waiting for destiny to bring your guy to you,
Yes.
tapos wala naman pala siya dito. Eh,
Siya yung
hindi ka naman
pupunta dito.
nag-abroad.
Siya yung
Diba?
pupunta dito.
Diba? So,
Diba?
but anyway, for Coach V, for those who believe in soulmates, meron bang hack on how to find and meet your soulmate?
Sign up with Coach V.
Absolutely.
Coach V to find your soulmate.
Go to vanessaantonio.com now. But,
yung pala sa segue itong question ko na
may
to.
ads pala. Okay. But seriously, if you really want to find your soulmate, one of the things that I say is you have to live the life you imagine. Bakit? Kasi maririnig mo sa mga tao who think they found their soulmate. Ano yung sinasabi? We are so similar. Sobrang swak kami. Parang magkakilala kami in the past life. So it's all about familiarity. It's that feeling that magkasundo tayo sa mga most of the things that gusto natin. Magkasundo tayo sa gusto nating parang makamit in your future. So when I say live the life that you imagine, if you're living the life kasi na gusto mo, di ba? You are in your abundance mindset, tapos ginagawa mo yung gusto mo, naturally, that person will be parang magnet. Para na siyang maa-attract in your life because we're almost the same.
Yeah.
So, even science would say familiarity is one of the strongest attraction metrics. Dapat marami din kayong commonalities. Mindset, lifestyle, even as simple as exercise, facial symmetry sometimes because it reflects your lifestyle, 'di ba? Kumakain ka ba ng healthy? So there's a lot with commonalities. So if you want somebody who's successful, be successful. If you want somebody who takes care of their health, you have to start with you. So that was true.
Grabe. You know what? I actually wish I had more time with Coach V.
So to find your soulmate, you don't search. You start first with working on yourself and living the life that you want. And then eventually, hopefully, that person will come into your life.
Yeah, pursue your dreams.
Yeah.
So
you don't pursue for that other half, for that idea of having your perfect match. You work on you first.
Yeah, but when they come, remember the growth mindset is you work on it together. Because the magic, the spark will come back because it will go out. Even if you're with your soulmate,
That's
the spark will come out.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's always a way to bring it back.
Oh, I love hacks.
That's a perfect ending, I feel like my soul is renewed.
Oh, wow. But your soul's ready for match, for the match.
I found my match.
Ayun.
Wow,
I
I love
found my
that.
match.
That's
I found my
always
Hindi lang
soulmate.
siya platonic.
No,
I
no.
hope you never find your platonic
I have a platonic soulmate who is a girl, my best friend of 33 years.
I hope you
Pero
don't find a guy best friend.
No, Grabe.
Tricky yan,
But thank you so much for sharing your insights. We appreciate that as always, Coach V.
Thank you, guys.
Soulmates for today's Love Hacks. Hindi ko nga natanong si Coach V Have you found your soulmate?
Oh, so I have not found my soulmate, but it's just a matter of time.
Ooh. And on that note, that's a wrap for our show today, Thursday,
naman.
July 17. Mag-away na po itong dalawa. Kanina soulmates, ngayon hindi na po. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Remember, keep it cool, take it easy.
I'm Asis-Carilo. Hope you have a good one. Remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever this day takes you. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Only here on
Beautiful day!